new coronavirus pandemic has made more than 17 million learners in schools, colleges and universities separated from their teachers. To prevent disruption of the school calendar and curriculum delivery, the Education Ministry has introduced electronic and digital lessons dubbed out of classroom learning. The project was designed and is being implemented by the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development on radio, TV, computer and smartphones. This, they say, is a measure to help facilitate the period that learners will be at home following the closure of learning institutions in line with the presidential directive on containment of the coronavirus pandemic.
We have stepped in as KICD to have programs for pupils and secondary school students for both CBC and 844. The schedule is gotten from our website www.kicd.ac.ke.
Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoa has said that learners right from kindergarten to secondary schools are learning from home under the guidance of their parents and guardians.
The government is very concerned that they don't remain idle, and to say that they should start on Monday, 23rd of March, to engage in the radio programs that are available.
But reality on the ground paints a different picture, with pupils and students not engaged in any form of coordinated, meaningful learning. Spot checks across the country have established that some learners in public and private schools are not well equipped for homeschooling, and many parents are struggling to support them. Lack of internet, laptops, TV sets, smartphones, radios, and proper supervision has left many learners in desperate situation. This week, we talked to Halima. She talks about the measures the government intends to put in place to minimize adverse effects on education when schools are closed. She also points out the fears by thousands of parents and guardians who have been expressing concerns over the inequality government-sponsored e-learning programs will create, given underprivileged students may not have devices from where they can access the content. She gives an example of how the new curriculum-based and 844 system of education targets learners in primary and secondary schools, but does not cover all learners with special needs.
Right now, caregivers, parents and guardians are expected to help their children with learning process. And we are assuming, or the government is assuming, that all the parents went to school and they have the skills to help their children, which is still a challenge and it is a gap. I was trying to think through that we have parents who may not have time to help their children because they are in the process of catering for their livelihoods. They are in the process of ensuring that these kids are able to have something to put on the table. They do not have that time to sit down with their children and take them through their process. And another thing, these kids who are orphans, we have street kids who have been going to the schools. They don't have that parental guidance. They don't have that someone who can help them with the learning process. So it is a gap and it is a challenge. And basically, we do have, teachers have skills, special skills to understand whether this learner is understanding the content or not. Teachers have skills to help kids, even the patient skills with the learners, to the fact that when a learner is maybe not able to understand the content, a teacher might persevere with the learner. But you'll realize parents might find it difficult to give their learners maybe mathematics, and then when they fail, we might have parents who will end up beating kids for not getting the content. That's raising issues of violence in homes. So this is a gap that the government maybe did not think through. And again, we have these kids, learners who've been in special schools. And right now, this learner is being forced to be taken through this content with a parent who do not have professional skills of handling this kid with special skills. So, and the curriculum that is being delivered on TV and radio may not be so effective to learners with special needs. So we also need to consider that. And the CBC curriculum that is based on looking to how a learner is doing the activity. It is based on the talent of a learner. How is this e-learning platform going to gauge on the skills of the learner, or on how the learner is grasping the content? So these are some of the things we need to speak about. And I wish to make a recommendation that yes, the e-learning is going on, but how many parents have access to phones, have access to data? Right now you need bundles to access the learning. You need phones, you need laptops. I wish to give an emphasis on special learners who've been in special schools. And right now the caregivers, the guardians and the parents have now been given the burden to help them with the learning process. This is a very huge gap, and it is existing because the curriculum that is being delivered by KICD does not give spaces or give a chance to these special learners. And you realize that it might not be effective to them because the teachers who've been handling these kids have their professional skills and they know how and when to help them with learning process. And we might find it difficult with parents who have these kids at home and they're getting it hard. So I wish to make a recommendation that the government, the Ministry of Education should see through on how to help learners with special needs, and basically these learners from poor families who may not access the TV, may not access the radio, they need to have a bridging way. And lastly, we need to think through on how to help these poor learners, on how they may be able to access the phones, the laptops, and even the data. Data is now becoming a basic needs to parents, because besides thinking on how to getting income to families, they also need to think on how getting bundles to learners, which is a bit of challenge. My last recommendation is the education calendar has to be specifically revised. And when school resumes, learning should begin to where it stopped. That is what we need to push, and the government should ensure that it is happening, so that for those learners who are not accessing the learning right now may not be left behind. This will also help to reduce school dropout cases. Yeah. My name is Halima. I was born and raised in Kakamega County. Currently, I work with Youth Leader Stakeholders Organization, whereby we champion issues of sexual reproductive health and rights.